Indonesia Raya, Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya.
Good afternoon and welcome to the International Cup 17 here with the big game between Indonesia and Sri Lanka. My name's Brian Mansbridge. Joining me in the call is Brendan Rhodes, and we'll bring you all the action here in this game from the Western Oval here in Parkside this afternoon. Well, it is, we've had the four seasons so far today. We've had the rain, we've had the hail, we've had the wind, a little bit of sunshine, and at the moment, no breeze to really factor in, but both sides out ready to go. They've had their national anthems and getting prepared for their big match. This will be, I'm pretty sure, 5 versus 6.
It is 5 versus 6.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Brian. Nice to be joining you for the first time.
First day, first time we've called together. Brendan, I've seen you calling there before. You had a couple of games over the road earlier, one with the girls
Yeah, not today, but
right.
the other day I did. I've had a couple of Division 1 men's games alongside your colleague Shane.
Oh, yes, Shane
Fleming, yep.
Yes, so how are your games gone this morning so far?
Well, 9v10 and 7v8, a win to South Africa over France and then to Canada over Fiji. So good, hard, tough footy, and we expect more of the same here.
Yeah, looking forward to the Garudas and the Lions, the Sri Lankan Lions and the Indonesian Garudas up in battle as the umpire holds the ball aloft, ready for this first quarter of this 5 versus 6 in the International Cup 2017. The umpire throws it up and up they go. Ball knocked down. The Indonesians knock it forward. Sri Lanka, though, across half back, bang it on the boot. They put it out wide and it's been cut off. And nicely there, kicking it forward was Wahoo, who went down forward and he was able to give it to a teammate who marks it on half forward as well.
Ball forward inside 50 for the Garudas. Chance here. For them, it came out the back to Zabua. Can he get a kick away? No. Taken for Sri Lanka. That is by Jaya Singer. It's turnover time on half forward now for Indonesia. It'll work away and go over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Garudas so far been able to put it inside forward 50 a couple of times and get no shots on the scoreboard at the moment, but have had it inside their arc. As the ball will be thrown back in, half forward. Both ruckman up, knocking it front and square, but straight back over the boundary line. And again, they'll do it all again. They're 35, 40 metres out from the Garuda's goal. Here deep into the forward half as we wait for the boundary umpire to get set again.
So Indonesia looking for their second victory over Sri Lanka in this tournament. They opened the event last Sunday week with a win on this ground, the Western Oval. Sri Lanka, however, had the first win in their history on Tuesday and will be desperate to back it up, Brian.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? It's great to see these countries. We just watched India and Pakistan here. Great rivalry and very, very happy to have a win. The Pakistan's side this afternoon, the Shahirs.
Second win in a week over the Indians in the Daegu Cup, I think it was known as. They won up in Golden Square last Friday.
Last Friday, yes, up in my old hometown in Bendigo.
Yeah, it's good to see the tournament head out to the bush for a couple of rounds.
Exactly, Brendan.
Bendigo and Ballarat getting a couple of games, and you'd like to see in 3 years' time that a few more head outside Melbourne. It's a free kick here to Indonesia.
Alberto Yoshi, is it the big ruckman, number 8?
Looks like it, Yoshi. He kicks up towards the goals, but he's missing to the near side. And through for one behind. The first score after 2.5 minutes goes to Indonesia.
So they wait to bring it now through Sri Lanka. Nice little chip out. Oh, didn't hit the target. Ball bounced off the chest. Now they're in a bit of trouble, the Sri Lankan backs, as they bang it on the boot, try to get it out, and good mark there, standing up underneath it. They're the Sri Lankan half-backs. They move it through the centre of the ground. And a nice kick. And big Peris, he takes the mark. He tries to move it along quickly, but it's been cut off. Stopped at half forward. Off the ground, the Sri Lankans get it toward forward. But again, a quick kick inside forward 50. Got over the back. Sri Lanka run onto it. Dribbling goal, and it's straight through the middle. And the man there was Imali Naka. Oh, that is a mile too long for me.
Where are we
17,
trying to
number
find
17.
It? We've got
Nana Yaka.
No, Damien Ratwata. So it's there are a few different names and numbers. Ratwata has kicked 9 goals in the previous 2 games coming into the team.
Very
he
nice.
certainly knows where they are, Ratwata.
Yes, very, very nice. Got over the back, was able to run onto it, and just slopped it through, just with the underground kick. Didn't try and punch it in the air, just worked it along the ground and put it through, and gets a score on the board. Their first goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, so Sri Lanka making 5 or 6 changes to their originally selected squad just to make it difficult for us, Brian.
As they do.
Back in the centre, it was one down for Sri Lanka. That was by Malaviga, and a free kick for a push is going to Sri Lanka out of the centre, and it's going to be taken by Heshan Lorenz Daniel. He goes away onto the right boot, sets it up towards centre half forward. Garuda's dropped the mark, still going hard for Sri Lanka. There is Jayasinghe. Johan Jayasinghe throws it up towards the forward line. There's a hold here, and it's a free kick to the Lions.
And it will be.
And another shot on goal coming up to Shane Vandervert. And he's got an opportunity to kick the second goal in the first 4 minutes to Sri Lanka.
Well, they've got it inside again, Brendan, and they've been able to put the pressure on the Indonesians straight up.
Playing with a lot more confidence, aren't they, after that victory? And that is a goal to Shane Vandervert. Sri Lanka have 2 in the early going. They're 2 straight 12. Indonesia 1 behind after 5.5 minutes.
Well, it was good, quick kicks out of the centre there by Johan Jayasinghe, who moved the ball, and looks like he's a North Brunswick boy. So he's obviously a player that's played a bit of AFL footy, and he looked like he was able to move the ball quickly and got it inside their forward 50, and they duly saluted again. Ball back in the middle again. Throwing it up, knocking it down on the end of it, running on it and picking it up there was the little man in Zebu. He was able to get it forward to half forward, but there's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go back to Sri Lanka across the half back. The big ruckman will take it. Peris kicks it long, gets it to half forward, but it's coming back, running across and taking it there by Saab. Will take it for the Indonesian Garudas.
And they've got a chance to go forward here now. Indonesia kick inside forward 45, and that's a good mark in the front spot taken there by Abdillah. Plays on quickly, goes for home to the open goal square, but he's hooked it and it's out of bounds on the full. So a disappointing result there for Indonesia, and Sri Lanka will come out of trouble. A decent start this for Sri Lanka.
Oh, turnover.
Dangerous kick by Batiju, but are they going to get out of it? No, they're not. It's a throw.
No. Yes.
Free kick to Indonesia, and it's going to Wahyu Hidayah. And he's going to line up for goal. I wonder if the distance will trouble him from just inside the 45. It does. And it's 25 metres, so now it won't trouble him. Sri Lankan defence going over the mark. And Hidayah will have a chance to get a quick reply for Indonesia, which is just what they need after conceding the first 2.
Well, it was an infringement on the mark. Did he run over it? I wasn't quite sure what the 25 was for, but it's going to bring him well within distance now.
Hasn't kicked a goal yet in the tournament, the 21-year-old from Borneo. He kicks and he sprays it, I think, across the face and through for 1 behind. 2 of those on the board to Indonesia, 2 goals to Sri Lanka, and that's after 7 minutes.
Well, ball back from way down the back, and the Sri Lankans will reload from fullback. The young man settles himself, decides to go straight down the middle here of the Western Oval. Put it to a big pack contest. Ball coming back though. The Indonesian little chip over the top and a great mark and a very, very nice skills as the teammate now from the Garudas will go back and have a shot on goal 30 metres out, nearly directly in front. And all from the contest, the ruckmen were able to bring it to ground and get it to their teammates for an easy shot on goal. Coming in. 30 metres out, up and under kick, umpire works a long way and through for a minor score. That was Rico Cobalt who, for the Indonesian side, put it through for a minor score.
I can't waste these opportunities because Sri Lanka are taking theirs in the early going.
That's right, Brendan. They've had it inside up in this end of the ground for quite some time and haven't really been able to put a score on the board.
Kicking to himself and coming out of defence there was Johan Jayasinghe, and he sold himself up the river and he's holding the ball. A big mistake, just trying to do too much, Jayasinghe. And a free kick to Indonesia, 20 metres out directly in front. And certainly should be their first goal this time for the captain, Timbul Kuku Santoso, who can line up for goal number 4 of the tournament. Most of the players for Indonesia coming from Jakarta or Borneo. The couple from Bali and the Krakatoas. He is from Borneo, Santoso. From 25 metres out, straight in front, pokes at goal, and he's missed as well. They can't afford this. 4 behinds Indonesia, 2 goals Sri Lanka. And that is after 9 minutes gone.
Well, they come straight down the middle again, trying to get there. Sri Lanka, good mark. Running across the face of the pack and taking there was Sagara Ramesh. Ramesh comes out wide, plays on, looks for the big man, can't get it. Indonesia turnover again. They've got the numbers forward, just needed to hit that same man again. Couldn't get it there in Santosa. He can't pick it up. Ball in dispute. Little toe poke to themselves, the Sri Lankans. Unable to get it out of the pack. Stacks on the mill. Umpire crosses the arms and says, give it to me, and I'll ball it up 40 metres out from the Indonesian goal.
Yeah, they're doing all the attacking at the moment, Indonesia, and have done for most of the first quarter. Sri Lanka have only gone forward twice, and they've gotten goals both times. Ball came out towards the wing now. Gathered for Indonesia. Little handball through from Herlambang. Turnover, maybe. No, they're working hard, the little Indonesians. And unable to keep it in is Chanaka Ranasinghe for Sri Lanka, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Right in front of our telecast position here at the Western Oval of Royal Park. Umpire puts it in. It clears both the ruckman. Little kick through from Ranasinghe, only as far as Lataparissa, who sent it back from where it came. Good mark by Putra, who has it. Too far out to score is Putra. He goes with a centering kick. He's got a man all on his own. That's good vision and good execution. Playing on quickly and then turning back inside with Santoso. Spears the ball towards the goal square, and the mark is taken by Restu Zabua, 10 metres out straight in front, and surely this will be their first goal.
Well, he is the littlest man I've seen, Zabula. He's, he's 160 centimetres.
55 kilos.
There's not much of him.
He's missed.
Oh, no.
So not even the mascot can kick him, Brian.
No, they're in trouble. The Indonesians, they have had so much of the ball and yet just can't put it through the goals. And at the moment, they are working hard and working the back half of Sri Lanka quite well. They chip it over the top now, the Sri Lankans. The Lions just chip it. They get it to half back. They can work on the far side of Western Oval. They go down the line. No one can take the mark. Ball at ground level again. Quick kick out of the pack, but it's going to turn over. The Sri Lankans will take it across half back, and they'll wait the Garudas and reset themselves. Quick kick in. And finding Wahoo Stepanati. He kicks it long, gets it over the back. Oh, couldn't get the handle on it there was Alberta. He was unable to take it. Went to ground. Umpire circling, says give it to me and I'll ball it up at centre half forward. Indonesia into attack again.
So all the attacking, but only 5 behinds to show for it, the Garudas. It came out the front of the pack. Running onto it is Haryanto. Can he get possession? He does. Dodges one way, then the other. Tumbles a kick towards half forward. Gathered now for Sri Lanka in defence. That was by Pieris. He lost possession of the football. Little hand pass through. This is Chandraputra Mohammed, and he's been caught trying to go too much himself. And the free kick for Sri Lanka will be taken by Pieris.
He gives it off to a teammate. They bang it on the boot. They get it to centre wing. Good mark. Good strong mark. The umpire said yes, it was, and they played on quickly. The Lions, they banged it inside forward 50. They've only been in a couple of times and scored twice. Now the Lions, they line up. Quick kick over the back. Who's there? Bouncing ball. Defence working hard. They've tapped it over the line. Out of bounds for a throw-in. Right on the last line of defence. The Lions are just asking for deliberate out of bounds. Not happening, says the umpire, and he says throw it in.
Yeah, they're a little bit more lenient here at the International Cup than they are in the footy that they'd be seeing on TV. There's a push out here in the ruck contest, and it might be a free kick to Indonesia. It is. Going to Yossi Alberta, the ruckman. Goes across to the outer side. Solid contest there. Saputro couldn't gather it at the back. The kick from Indonesia is outstanding. Quick ball up towards half forward, and that's a good mark taken and paid as well to Pieris on the half back line. Drives it long and high towards half forward. Oh, well judged by Alberta, and he hits the ground running. Kicks towards half forward, just over the head of his target. Ground level ball. Who wants to run onto this one first? That is Jayasinghe, and it gets away from him and goes over for a throw in.
Well, that was very nice. Through the middle, the big ruckman jumping in front, judging it well, kicking it, just couldn't quite hit the target. They had some numbers there and got it deep into attack again. They need to do something with this, though. They've been inside forward 50 quite a few times in this quarter with only 3 minutes to go. They need a goal just for, well, to say they've got something out of that first quarter. Toe poke off the ground, straight across the face of the Indonesian goal. Sri Lanka's backs working half. The Lions, they pick it up. They look, check. Now have to bring it back inside. Oh, it's all Indonesia. Bouncing ball. Just eluded the Indonesians. Tapped through the centre. No one can get a hand on the ball at the moment. Still in dispute. No one picking it up. Stacks on the mill. Umpire oscillating around the pack. Says, give it to me. And I'll ball it up 40 metres out directly in front of the Indonesian goal.
So just 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Sri Lanka would be over the moon with what's happened so far. They've been outplayed, but they have a handy lead. Putra dispossessed, booted away from there by Pieris. Out towards the wing, running onto the ball now is Van der Vert, who kicked one of the 2 goals, Shane Van der Vert. He gets almost ridden into the ground by Budianto. It came out the back, and it's with Ranasinghe. Chanaka Ranasinghe gives away a free kick. And
just watching Alberta here, the ruckman for Indonesia. Just in a little trouble early on this side of half forward. Just got a whack in the torso a little bit and looks a bit worse for wear.
Torso, or maybe a bit lower even.
Could have been. Was around that area.
Always funny when it's not you. Ball inside 50, no mark taken by Santoso, and it goes over the line for a boundary throw-in.
He's not a tall man, Alberta the ruckman, but Yoshi Alberta, he certainly can jump though. Has got a decent leap on him.
Certainly helps, only 175, so he'd be probably the shortest ruckman in the game.
For sure. And be a free kick here.
Yep, Dexter Van der Vert had dived on the football, but free kick to Indonesia.
I think it was in the rucking contest here. The big man has given it away. Yeah.
And now it's 25 for back chat. And that is a real error. You can't do that. I think it was Dexter Van der Vert who the umpire pointed to.
Is it Santoso? Is it the kicker? Looks like Santoso. He's had a fair bit of the ball early. Maybe not. No, another 25. It's going to go.
And it's the same one. It was Michael Latu Parissa, and it's the same offender, Dexter Van der Vert, who the umpire has pointed to. And his teammates are having to drag him out of there. He is seriously unhappy, Dexter Van der Vert, but all he's done is he's cost his team a goal.
Well, this is...
and a crucial goal right on quarter time.
25 seconds to go. And he'll go back, and they really do get value for money because they have been inside and they could have, gone out without a goal with all the points they have put on the board.
Latu Parissa puts it through for Indonesia right on the siren. And that is an important goal for Indonesia. They go to 1 goal, 5-11. Just 1 point in arrears now of Sri Lanka. 2 straight goals, 12 at quarter time here at the Western Oval in the 5v6 playoff of the AFL International Cup Division 2 Men's.
Well, they got value for money in the end. The Indonesians, they went inside forward 50, Brendan, quite a few times, only got the minor scores, but that late goal now really does boost their confidence coming into that quarter-time break. Yeah,
no question about that. They, as you said, Brian, they dominated general play. I liked Alberta, who obviously came up sore late in the quarter, but he was in everything. As was, we saw Hidayah had a fair bit of it. Budianto was in it. Santoso's providing a really good option up forward without actually being able to put the score on the board. And Restu Zabua looks good as well. Sri Lanka, well, their defence was really under siege, but Sitham Payaris, Chanaka Ranasinghe and Johan Jayasinghe, they were very good down there in the last line of defence. And they only had 3 inside 50s and kicked 2 goals. So that's certainly something that Indonesia's going to have to watch out for because the quick transition can come back and bite them. They certainly can. It is a point the difference at quarter time here at the Western Oval, and it's a 5 versus 6. You don't mind spicy stuff. Have a crack at the Indian one. Yeah, the lamb korma.
Oh, right.
Still got some of them.
Now, this bloke here, where is he on this list here?
He's not. He's one of the late inclusions.
Alright, so he's 17 and his name is
Damien Ratwata. He's played 2 games for 9 goals before today. Ratwata.
W-A.
Double T.
Ratwata.
There's a few others as well.
Yeah.
So I'll run through them. Dexter Vanderbilt at 1, 2 Irritharan, 3 Tinniturn, 4 Anaruta Fonseca, 8 Bategu, so 5, 6, 7, not 1. 9 Prabhat Fonseca, 11 Aranda Rekanaka, 12 Johan Chapman, so it's another new player in the squad.
Chapman.
Yep. One you should be able to pronounce.
Chapman.
Yep. 14 Enchana Ranasinghe, 15 Yanahan Kumaralingam, K-E-M-A-R-A-L-I-N-G-H-A-M. 17 is Ratwata, as you mentioned. 18 Senaratna. 19 is a new one, G-Mark Erdley.
19.
Yep. E-A-R-D-L-E-Y. 22 Garatna. 20
Yep.
21 Elapidia. 23 Shane Vanderberg. 24 Loren Samuel. 27 Malavia.
Yep.
30 Vikram Singh.
Yep.
35 Kodagoda.
35.
So he's 41. So he's wearing 35. 52 Gal Riswaran.
Yep.
54 Johan Joseph. 67 Sidney Harris.
Yep.
And 89 Shanaka Ranasinghe.
Pretty much too bad.
No,
Not too bad.
when I put the team list together, that's how many names I put up. All the ones that are in the ball,
Yeah.
plus all these extra ones that have played games. Even the team manager played a game.
Did you?
Yeah.
You can host. You can go. You're up, Brendan? Yep.
Welcome back to Western Oval here at Royal Park. This is the International Cup Men's Division 2 5v6 playoff between Indonesia and Sri Lanka. Indonesia had a comfortable win over the Lions of Sri Lanka back in round 1 on Sunday a fortnight ago. They trailed by a point this time, 2 straight to 1 goal 5. Having a second tap at it was Alberta. Dispossessed, flicked out the back, just thumped over the top, that by Kumaralingam. Now they can build up here, Sri Lanka getting there with pace, but leaving the football behind was Hidia for Indonesia. Giritaran, can he get through for Sri Lanka? No, this ball is bouncing sideways every which way that the players want it. Johan Jayasinghe can't pick it up. The umpire calls for a ball up. And that is the Indonesian coach who is there in the long sleeves, Boy Sabah Pasaribu. Now there is an infringement, a block, I think. Yeah. And that's a pretty solid player there, Malaviga for Sri Lanka. He hand passed to a man standing still in Ranasinghe. Towards half forward goes the ball. Backing himself and charging through there was Latu Parissa, who kicked that late goal. Turnover again. Quick kick out of the pack for Sri Lanka. Goes up towards half forward, but back with the flight is Prasojo, and he takes the mark for Indonesia.
They move it quickly to the wing. Can't hit the target. Ball front and square. Picked up there nicely is Haya. He did well. Got it to half forward. Now they got some run and some carry. Oh, tackle from behind. Did he get the handball in? The umpire said yes. Now picked up by that man who had a few shots in Santoso. He was able to push it forward. Was that a throw? Umpire said play on. Snap around the corner. Indonesia get it deep into attack. Can't find anyone. Overrunning it was the big Sri Lankan. The Lions under plenty of pressure deep in their defence. Picked up. Snapped around the corner there by Haryanto. And through for a minor score.
Tell you what, the other mascot there for Indonesia, Frankie Waruwu, he just got hit by a train by Daminda Senaratna, and it took him quite a while to get up. That was one of the most powerful tackles I've seen here this fortnight. And we've seen a couple of them paid in Division 1 actually as dangerous tackles this morning. Play on from the kick in, and that is a mark to the man in front correctly, going to Latu Parissa. He plays on, kicks up towards the top of the goal square. Big fly and almost dragging down the mark. Indonesians, little hand pass out. Still a chance here. Dodging, weaving, Cobelt, snap back around the corner. Can he get a hold on the ball? Fonseca gets there first. Ball tap back towards the line. The Lions with the football. Can't break the contest. And eventually it'll be rushed over for a boundary throw-in. Right beside the behind post.
Well, the Lions under plenty of pressure deep in their defence. The Garudas putting that pressure on them. Ball chucked in there. Alberta, big double-fisted pump back towards his goal. Unable to put anyone on the end of it, though, and through for a minor score. And the Lions will come from fullback again. Here in this second quarter, 5 versus 6, International Cup 2017. He goes for the big ruckman from behind. The Indonesians just spoiling, or getting tackled and brought to ground there. The Indonesian rover. And eventually it's going to be called play on. Alberta goes inside looking for Santos. Couldn't quite get a hand to it. Good defence though by the Sri Lankans. They bang it and get it outside defensive 50.
Here's a chance for still Indonesia. Little hand pass through. Dodging, weaving. Saputro had it ripped away from him. Quick kick away by Sri Lanka. Comes out towards halfback. Spoil made. Front and centre was the second mascot, Zabui. He gets a little kick towards half forward. Malaviga left it behind. With pace goes Saputro. But not enough pace because the man who was quicker than him was actually, I think, the big ruckman, Malaviga, who's a bit sore getting up.
Had the long arm, just got him as he got away from him.
In fact, it is Shane Vandervert,
yes,
who has taken the free kick after kicking a goal in the first quarter. Goes up to the centre circle. Ball off hands. Trying to step through with Zabua. Couldn't do so. Eventually got a hand pass. Kick towards half forward. But a safe mark for Sri Lanka taken by Giritaran.
Oh, hang on. Play on.
Now that's
it should be 25.
It's either 25 or it's holding the ball, isn't it?
Or it was touched off the boot down here.
Touched off the boot, so it'll be a ball up. Okay.
I think that's
good communication from the umpires eventually.
They eventually got it worked out, Brandon, as the ball's thrown in the air, half forward. The Lions punch it back. Oh, give the donor a
Get out of my way.
Just brushed him aside. Ball in dispute in the centre of the ground, trying to punch it out. Going to be a high tackle, and it will be a free kick, and it'll go to the Indonesians. He goes long there. Inside forward 50. No one can take the mark. They've got plenty of numbers. Zabula, he's there, tries to get it out. They do eventually. Snap around the corner. Is that a goal?
It is. Santoso.
And Santoso kicks another goal for the Garudas from a long way out. Got it on the left boot and put it through at goalpost high.
Oh, great piece of work by Timbul Kuku Santoso, the captain of Indonesia. Fantastic work. Just picked it out of the side of the pack and off one step from about 35 metres out. Banged it straight over the goal umpire's head. And Indonesia take the lead for the first time today.
Zabua, little fella, he was the one that fed that little handball out. And he was able to give it to the man, the captain, and he banged it from a long way downtown.
Yeah, different view from down there, isn't it, for Restu Zabua? 18-year-old from Jakarta. He already he ran into Malaviga, who gives him who actually has a fair bit of height and weight on him. I'll get back to you on the differences there as we see Malaviga get a free kick here for Sri Lanka. Puji Malaviga sets it up towards centre half forward and a bit of a push out, and it's going in favour of Sri Lanka. In fact, I thought it was Pasaribu who might have been pushed as well.
Pasaribu went up, hands in the air.
He's not happy about it either. It must have been just off the side of the contest because it's one of the little men who have the free kick for Sri Lanka. And it'll be driven forward there by Lorenz Daniel up towards the goals. He gave it a fair ride from 45 and just missed to the near side. So through for one behind, 2-1-13 Sri Lanka, 2-6-18 Indonesia.
As they are about to bring it back in from full back. They set it up. Ball's gone a long way out the back. And
so I looked this up. Restu Zabua, 160 and 55. Puji Malaviga, 190 and 103. So it's 30 centimetres and 48 kilos when they ran into each other there before, isn't it?
The ball coming back quickly to the top of the square. Good punch away. The big ruckman couldn't quite care for the Lions. Picked up by Arense.
Prabhat Fonseca was.
Fonseca, yep.
He's another one that's not on your list there.
Yep, snapped it around the corner.
And he is actually the team manager who's been forced to play.
Yes, he's had a few. There's been a few inclusions right through these contests with some of these sides. Now they switch it. The Garudas, they come all the way across and get it there to Latupresa.
And Latupresa went short to Zabua, who gets under the right boot, kicks into the centre of the ground, bouncing ball, tap to ground for Sri Lanka. Arriving for Indonesia, however, was Santoso. Kicked a great goal a minute or so ago. Towards half forward he goes, Ubahaya. Tries to break clear and does eventually. Kicks towards half forward. Pack to fly on this one. Ball thumped to ground there by Elapidia. And there's a high contact being picked out here. Free kick going to the Garudas. And it's going to be taken by Dimas Herlambang. There's a good couple of kicks from home. Pops it up high towards the pocket. And the double fister again from Elapidia. And Sri Lanka should come out of there through Malaviga. His kick doesn't find any clear real estate. Hidayah threw it on the boot, kick towards the pocket, slap back into play. This is dangerous. Hacked off the ground. Through hands it was. That was by Rico Cobelt. And just one behind is the result. As we tick past the 9-minute mark of this second quarter, 2-7-19 Indonesia, 2-1-13 Sri Lanka.
As they come back in now, the Lions under plenty of pressure. That was very smart by Cobalt, off the ground quickly. Just didn't go through for a goal. Kicks it out wide, bouncing ball. The Sri Lankans work there with the Lions. A long left foot barrel, spinning nicely, got it forward. Bouncing ball. Ratwada. Ran to it. I put his name down the bottom of the list instead of in the middle, but they're back through the centre, and again, the Sri Lankans turn it over. They've got players forward. They need to get it, move it quickly. They do. Good kick. Spotting up a teammate from the middle. Now they've got the run. They've got the carry. They kick it long inside forward 50. Ranwatu is there. Can't get to it. Got plenty of pressure and doing well. There was Anton, who pushed it over the line for a throw-in deep in the forward pocket.
They certainly don't look like a team playing the fifth game in their history, do they, the Sri Lankans?
They've moved the ball very well there. They just overused the ball a little bit too hard with their kicking, but certainly moved it from end to end very nicely, didn't they?
They're really developing nicely, Sri Lanka. Only took up footy last year, and look at this pace. Trying to break clear, just wasn't sure what to do with it once he got it, Van der Wert. Little hand pass through. Goes in for another crack at it, and it's not coming out of there. And we'll have a ball up. You know, the Sri Lankan manager who is playing today, Prabhat Fonseca, he was on AFL 360 a couple of weeks ago saying that him and his brother only introduced footy to Sri Lanka in about May last year. So it's fantastic to see how far they've come in that time.
Well, they're playing some good footy. They've picked it up extremely quickly, and there's going to be a free kick here. And it's going to the Lions. Directly in front, and they'll go back. He handballs it off, and the umpire says everyone's got to clear out. They're just giving the big man a bit of room here in Paris. He'll go back, bangs it long.
Didn't hit it.
The best, not the best off the side of the boot. and over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in.
When the kicker's head shoots upwards and he lets out an audible scream, you know that it hasn't quite gone where he wanted it to.
He was trying to give it off, Brendan. He was looking for someone to get it up. The umpire just said, get away a little bit. You're not to be allowed to be that close.
Oh, I can't understand that, why you can't come in for a handball. But anyway, he knew that kicking wasn't quite his strong point.
Exactly.
Ball back into play, deep forward for the Lions. Tapped down as far as Pasaribu. Got a hand pass off there to Hurlambang, who brought it out towards centre wing. How will this ball bounce? It's going to run away from them. And unable to keep it in, Santoso. It's over for a boundary throw-in.
Well, they've worked the ball to half-back, the Indonesian Garudas. They've been under a little pressure the last couple of minutes inside their defensive arc. Ball thrown back in. It's a little short off the pack. They take it, bang it inside, but it's been cut off. Oh, met strongly.
Nothing. No, he didn't like it, but there was nothing in it.
Lata Paressa, but he played across the centre of the ground and found the little man there in Zabua.
Zabua takes off around the outer side, got it to Hurlambang, who played on quickly, put it into the running path of Haryanto, who ran hard to get hold of that one. Haryanto with 3 kicks to go for home towards the 50. Trying to take the mark is the mascot down there in Waruwu. Can he get it away? Eventually they do. They don't know what to do with it, however, the Indonesians, and in the end they give it up to Sri Lanka. Into the centre circle, Goriswaran. Fed the hand pass over the top, Kumaralingam. If he can gather, he's away. He does, but it took time to get there. Kicks towards half forward. Here's a chance for Fonseca. Pravard. It'll set up nicely for the manager. Can he break clear? Not quite. Still an opportunity for Sri Lanka. The tap missed the ball, had an air swing. It fell to Latu Parissa, who has time and calm to recover and get it across to Saputro.
Saputro goes wide. Oh, it's not the best looking kick. Zabua, well done. Stepped through the pack, then was tackled. Umpire gave him benefit of the doubt. Back to the big ruckman. He banged it on the boot this time, put it inside 450. Oh, dropping what they should have taken, the Sri Lankans. Now Alberta kicked it off the ground. Ooh, got it over the top. Ran on, followed up. Now ball in dispute, dropping it. The Sri Lankans, the Lions though. They pick it up, they bang it inside 450 mark. And it'll be the man there in Rawati. He'll take the mark and go back and have a shot on goal.
Umpire just on the wrong side of the contest to see that ball drop, wasn't he?
Yes.
Sometimes we spot them beautifully. They're straight at us.
Yes. Comes in. Oh, he's missed it. And the Lions now are letting the Garudas off the hook through for another minor score. And that will take now Sri Lanka 2-2-14. They trail Indonesia 2-7-19 here at the Western Oval.
So it'll take a while for the footy to come back, I think.
It's gone a long way down the back of the pack.
Over to Ransford Oval.
No time on in over here, Brendan.
No.
She'll continue to tick away.
They need to get somebody back over there behind the goals to keep an eye on things and get the footy back quickly.
Has come back fairly quickly, though. Not too bad.
Boy Sabah Pasaribu, the coach of Indonesia, brought the ball back into the outer side and almost the mark for Anaruda Fonseca, who I believe is the manager's brother that I was talking about.
Right.
And it's off his chest and over for a boundary throw-in. So, Ruckman to go at it again. If they can pinch a late goal here, Sri Lanka, they'll go into the half-time break. Absolutely cock a hoop. Toe poke off the ground came from Cobelt, and they're away Indonesia. It could go the other way. Joshua Franz up to half forward. Off the ground goes Waruwu. Only as far as Tilika Ratner, who took off, then heard the whistle and stopped. Now it goes to Jaya Singer out on the outer wing. Brought it back inboard. Tilika Ratner, can he get it away? He did nicely. Pierres got run down. He didn't get it away, but he got pushed in the back.
He just had to jump. He's such a big man. He jumped into the middle of his back to try and bring him down, but the free kick was there.
Just propelled him forward a little bit.
He did.
So Sitham Pierres will bring it out of defence for Sri Lanka.
Perez. The umpire just asking everyone to get out, clear that safety zone of 10 metres. He bangs it on a boot, this time a barrel. Gets it a long way, bouncing at the back though. the Garudas. Well, that was a nice little Billy Slater there. I thought it was a throw, but it's coming back inside for the Lions. Bouncing ball, under plenty of pressure, the defence, trying to pick it up off the ground. That's the best option. No, it's going to be kicking in danger against the coach. In there will be a free kick to the Lions. Who will take this free kick?
Coomerlingham
will take it, who dropped the ball out here we saw before but got away with it, and now is going to have a shot on goal. And as we said, Brendan, if they kick this goal, that will give them plenty of confidence going into half-time. Comes in, Coomerlingham. Good hit with the boot straight through the middle, and he's very, very happy as he strolls back to the centre of the ground. And a goal to the Sri Lankan Lions will take them now to 3-2-20. They lead Indonesia 2-7-19, a single point with less than 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, we're not even going to get a restart here, I wouldn't think, by the time the ball makes it back to the middle. So a very, very entertaining half of football between these two teams, fighting for 5th and 6th on the ladder. We hear the hooter faintly in the background on the outer side here of the Western Oval, and it is half-time for this 5v6 International Cup playoff. Indonesia trailing Sri Lanka by 1 point. 3-20, the Lions, to Indonesia 2-7-19. Goal scorers for the Sri Lankans, Shane van der Vert, Damien Ratvata and Yanahan Coomerlingham. And for Indonesia, the goals to Michael Latu Parissa and Timbul Kuku Santoso. It is half-time here, Brian, and really nothing in it.
No, absolutely. As you said, Brendan, that's a very, very good quarter for the Sri Lankans, and they will go in now, as you said, with plenty of confidence. That goal right on half-time should really spark them up in that third quarter.
Yeah, no question about that. We'll take a short break here from the Western Oval, and we'll return in 7 or 8 minutes or so for the second half. Sri Lanka lead Indonesia by 1 point. Men's International Cup Division 2 5v6 playoff at the Western Oval, Royal Park. At number 6, they were arguing. I saw the 6 and he showed us this list. He gave us this list that doesn't have 6 on it. Yep. But the two of them are arguing over what number this Eardley was wearing.
Ah, right.
So I'm going with him at 6 because we certainly haven't seen 19.
No. So I reckon.
So 6, J. Mark Eardley. The manager, like I was talking to the coach, the manager came up and said, no, number 6, have you updated the team sheet? He said, yeah, this is the updated one. He looked at it and said, no, you said, no, it's not.
We'll go with it.
Yeah, I recognise him. He is the bloke that was on 360.
Pull the corner of it out and then back again of the header.
All clear. Gonna go tomorrow, Brendan?
Yes, yeah, I've got did one in the Shane.
Alright, very good.
Yeah, real buzz that'll be. Gonna call it the NCG.
Yeah, that's right.
You got did you get one?
No,
You didn't.
I didn't.
So you'll go back and do your
I'll get it. Well, with Shane out there, and Noel took it. He got a special comment.
Yeah, okay. And I'm sitting in now for David, Older Richard.
Yes. Oh, Scotty pulled out. Scotty Matheson was going to call.
Oh, he was the one that pulled out. All I know is I got a message late yesterday asking if I could come in because I was going to do a special comments on the Independence match.
That's right, yeah.
On the far side.
Yeah, and then Scotty pulled out. He said he wanted to go or something. So.
Yeah, okay. So that's why there's... Yeah, because I was over there and Kirsty said if you don't this yesterday. She said if you can move, that'd be great. Otherwise, they'll only be one here.
Yeah. Well, David pulled out. There was two.
Yeah, so he was the one that he's the one that I replaced.
Yeah, really. And then you called him because Scotty wanted to go.
Yeah. Not today, no. I've got to basically as soon as the final siren goes, I've got to bugger off with a start work at 3:30.
Well, you are. Whereabouts?
Sun.
All right.
So
What do you do there?
sub editor.
All right.
So I take what the reporters write and try and turn it into something else. that's the way we put it anyway.
Yeah. Sport or anything or
Sport tonight. The focus is on sport, but I do everything. But wherever possible, I grab the sport stories because I'm doing those more of the sport line.
Robbo.
Yeah, you know, I can sit as close as 5 metres to him and barely even below it. Yeah, from what I can gather, he comes across as a genuine, country bloke who loves a beer, used to love smoking and chat and that sort of thing.
Give us yours, mate.
Yeah, he has. Well, he's been talking about having given them away on 360 at the start of this year. But he's still, from what I can gather, a big drinker.
Oh,
Lives in Sunbury.
Yeah. His family.
It's just a matter of breaking through that wall.
Yeah.
And once I do that, I reckon it should be good with him. I'm on talking terms with John Ralph and Jay Clark now. So.
Yeah. Robbo's pretty, as you said, he's pretty down to earth, but he's come a long way from where.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Bendigo 80.
Yeah. He was.
I'm from Portman.
Oh right, yeah. He was bloody good footballer too.
I heard that.
But he only played. Just didn't want to play seniors. Yeah. Kicking from anywhere. Played at Sandhurst.
Wasn't hungry.
No, just didn't care if he was playing twos, just play twos. No, didn't want to do the hard work and play seniors. Could have dominated.
Yeah.
And all that family, all the Robinsons, he's got 2 or 3 brothers. All played senior footy. No, just didn't have the drive. Wanted to
I had all the drive in the world, but I
yeah, and that's used to disappoint you. And I had to work hard at my footy. I played some good footy, but I had to work really hard to get to play at a standard. Whereas you see like him, he could just turn up.
I think they did show a story. He did mention a story one day where he just turned up this as a news. They asked him to play. So he said, right, I'll sit on the bench and let him up after the first quarter and kick 15 or something.
Yeah, and that's just him. Ready to go?
So welcome back to the Western Oval here at Royal Park in Parkville for the third quarter of the Men's International Cup 5v6 Division 2 playoff. It's a 1-point lead for Sri Lanka over Indonesia heading into this third term. And here's Brian Mansbridge.
Ball up in the middle. Alberto up there. There's been an infringement on the centre square. It will go to Sri Lanka, and that's what they needed, an early free kick and get it inside their attacking half forward. Ruckman up and under there, Peris. He put it 30 metres up and it went about 30 metres, but he's gone back, collected it, roved his own ball, hit the pack front and square, then was tackled and brought to the ground by one of the little fellas, and it'll be free kick, and it'll be Indonesia who go forward again.
Dimas Adi Prasojo, well done, wrapped up the brick wall. Ball towards half forward, and that is a trip, so it'll be a free kick to Indonesia. We've had all sorts of weather today. We've got the sun shining in our faces now. As the kick to half forward, Zabua couldn't take the mark. It was knocked away from him. Goes in for another crack at it. Stepping through traffic, Dexter Vandervert. Fed a handball out. Tracking after it there is Kodagoda. Can he get a kick away? He can't. Is wrapped up. Slipping over at the crucial stage for Indonesia. Looked like Saputro. And it'll be a ball up. says the umpire. 1 minute gone in the third quarter. Sri Lanka by 1 point.
Just outside, forward 50. Alberta tried the double fister back towards his goal, but over the line, out of bounds. There'll be a throw in. Still on the arc of, I think it's only 40. As the boundary umpire throws it back in. Up and under. Alberto was up over the top, punched it away, but it came to ground, quickly kicked back and marked there at by La Pressa. He banged it inside forward 50, got it over the back. No, it's been roved by the Lions. They bang it on the boot, come out to the defensive 50. They handballed. That was a throw. Got up and underneath. Now under plenty of pressure. They run it forward. They work it to the wing, the Lions. Now banging it on the boot. Putting it back towards the middle of the ground. Two players running hard at it. Well done by the Lions. Clever. Now the little one through the pack. Running it deep in there was Kamarham. And again, he's kicked another goal. The man, number 15 in Kamarana Lingham, has gone forward and kicked his second. And the Sri Lankan Lions are absolutely on fire, Brendan.
Tell you what, they wouldn't... Indonesia wouldn't want to concede the next one because it's going to be very hard to pull these young Sri Lankans back if they can't manage to get the next goal on the board. Confidence is a wonderful thing. And Sri Lanka seems to have plenty of it at the moment. I did call them young, but they've actually got the most 30-odd-year-olds in their lineup. Obviously new to the sport, so they'll be wanting to develop younger. They've got experience. Now in life, they want to get some youth in and develop them over the next 3 years before the 2020 tournament. One down by Alberta. Quick kick out of the pack towards centre-half forward for Indonesia. Spent it before he had it. Pasaribu has to go back and get it again. Then it was smothered by Dexter Vandervert. Has to go through again for Sri Lanka. Little kick thumped forward. Latu Parissa for Indonesia. Had another go at it. That's a really good hand pass to the advantage of Tandalangan. Got it across to Alberta. He kicks from 47 metres out towards the goal square. Bouncing ball. Who's got it back there? Numbers with Sri Lanka. Quick kick away. Came from Lorenz Daniel. That's a great grab taken for Indonesia. And, well, probably too far out to score is Rico Kobelt. But the man for the 23-year-old from the Krakatoas will have a chance to line up for goal. And he's pretty confident in himself kicking the distance.
Yeah, he looks confident. He's gone back with every confidence.
He's given it a good ride on the left boot, and the goal umpire would not have an easier one than that. That's a great kick from Rico Kobelt. He's got his first. Remember the two easy ones? One easy one anyway. He missed in the first quarter. Yes. Rico Kobelt. Maybe give it to him further out. Indonesia back in front. 3-7-25. Sri Lanka. Not in front. 3-7-25 plays 4-2-26.
Well, that was absolutely unbelievable. He hit that as sweet as anything. He went back with confidence, Brendan, and that's why he went back with confidence. He was all the way, never looked like missing. Umpire hardly moved. Back in the middle, and up goes Alberto. Tries to knock it out, and again the Sri Lankans, the Garudas, has been held on to. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to go to Sri Lanka. It will be.
No, it's Indonesia.
No, it will be Indonesia. Umpire was pointing the other way. The Sri Lankans thought they had the free kick.
A lot of their gesturing seems to create that confusion, the umpires.
Ball inside forward 50 now. The Garudas working it hard over the half-forward line. Now under plenty of pressure. Numbers across now with the Indonesians. They work it back. Umpire, well, no one really had control of the ball. And eventually the umpire said, give it to me, and I'll ball it up on half-forward.
So Indonesia once again doing most of the attacking. Sri Lanka being more economical with their opportunities. Ball almost thrown over his head by Tandalangan in towards half forward. Indonesia with a chance. The Garudas. Little hand pass over the top from Kobelt. Flying kick towards goal. Oh, well done. Back with the flight of the ball. Saving a certain goal for Sri Lanka. But there still might be a chance as Franz is caught with the football. High tackle. Ooh. High tackle. Free kick to Indonesia. It was very well done by Daminda Senaratne in the first instance to save the certain goal. But now he's given away the free kick. And Joshua Franz who is the third 160-centimetre player in this team for Indonesia, and also 55 kilos, so there's just nothing of them. And that's not a good kick, and he's kicked it to that giant. Oh, it certainly looks like a giant to the Indonesians, and that's Puji Malaviga.
Malaviga, in the last line of defence, stood in front of the pack and took an easy mark. Up and under. Gets it out to the arc of 50. Jumping up there and taking a nice mark was Ranasinger. Ranasinger played on quickly, got himself into trouble. And the Indonesians turn it over. They go back inside forward 50. Going back with the flight was Vanderbert. And it was unable to take the mark and forced it through for another minor score. 4-2-26 Sri Lanka, 3-8-26. All tied up here in this third quarter of 5 versus 6 International Cup 2017 Western Oval, Parkside.
So just poking it to himself was Giriradaran, who then goes for a run and a hand pass through traffic to Johan Jayasinghe. Brought it out wide to Pieris on the half-back line. Wobbly kick off the side of the boot, goes in towards the centre of the ground, running onto it. Latu Parissa's had a fair bit of it. Not sure what to do with it, just threw it on the boot, kicked it out towards the pocket. It almost proved luck's a fortune. It almost landed in the arms of Haryanto, but it just eluded him and ran away for a throw-in. About 40 metres around from the Indonesian goal. So 7.5 minutes gone, Brian, in this third quarter. Next goal crucial.
Alberto up in the ruck. Can't get anyone on the end of it. Now tries to shepherd and help his teammate pick it up off the ground. Still at ground level. No one can actually get hands on the ball. Quick kick out of the pack from the Lions. Didn't go out of bounds. Stopping. The little man picks it up. Dodges around. Bangs it on the boot. Oh, it's a low grubbing ball. Didn't hit a target. Now the Lions, they bang it out. Trying to get it out of defence. And good mark going back with it there was the Sri Lankan player in Daniel Lorenzo Hashan. He was able to get it outside. They bang it now, Indonesia, back towards the bouncing ball over the back. Need to tap it on. But again, Vanderbert takes it and kicks it long out wide.
And Wells just falling over, trying to take it over his head was Giriradaran. And it's been taken away from him. And then a strong chase and tackle created some pressure for France. Little ball back in board from Tilaka Ratna for Sri Lanka. The numbers are all with Indonesia. Santoso swings onto the right boot, kicks a beautiful lace-out pass inside 45. And the mark has been taken for Indonesia. He'll come up a bit sore. I think he wore a couple of knees there. This Indonesian forward, and that is Rico Kobelt. And we've already seen that this distance is not a problem.
This distance and right from that line is where he's very much the most dangerous.
About 5 metres closer than the previous effort. Maybe he needed to walk back further, take a bit more time over it anyway. He's put it out of bounds on the full. He probably he rushed that one a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, he got too close, I think, Brennan. He tried to just chip it over the top and let it get to the goal square, whereas before he went back and really got some momentum going behind the kick.
I think that was the thing before he didn't rush it. He realised that it was on him, whereas this time he just wanted to get it moving.
Sri Lanka now, kick it towards centre wing, ball at ground level. Zabur picks it up, gives a little handball out of the pack, can't get it any further than Paris. He bangs it on the boot, gets it to centre wing, one-on-one contest. Good work though. Indonesia got the numbers. Sri Lanka just can't get a hand on it. Ball in dispute at ground level, and eventually the umpire says, give it to me and I'll ball it up.
So on the outer wing, the ball has spent most of the day. It's always the case for us commentators. Even when you move the commentary position to the other side of the ground, they decide to move the ball. And it'll be a ball up.
It's like there is magnets in the world, but commentary boxes are things that push the Sharon the other way.
Yeah, they're called... what are they called?
Opposites or something.
Yeah, there is a term for it, but it's been a long time since I've done science at school. Ball is in the hands of Kumaralingham, who got caught high. Yeah. And he'll get the free kick for Sri Lanka. A couple of kicks from home. Sets it up towards the top of the goal square. Oh, almost the mark. Quick kick from Erdley. was smothered. Still in the contest here, the Sri Lankan Lions. Out the back it goes. Gets picked up by
Good
Putra.
tackle.
And he got run down from behind. Now under pressure is Saputro. And he gets a free kick. Alberta, in fact, it is. Gets the free kick for a push. Wants to bring some more rain to the Western Oval. Stop kicking it like that. We've had enough for today. Harrianto got the handball back. Working his way through there. Was Waruwu. Now they're running towards half forward Indonesia. They've got the overlap here. A long spearing kick inside 50. Running onto the ball is Pasaribu. It doesn't bounce for him. He had the goal absolutely at his mercy, did Joshua Pasaribu, and it just bounced away and over for a throw-in.
Probably Santos's kick coming in just needed to be to the fat side rather than that side of him. If it comes this side, and he runs towards the goal and nearly runs onto an easy one.
And we're blaming Alberta for that high kick a second or so ago because it is raining.
You're right. Ball in ground level. The Lions under plenty of pressure, working towards the boundary line again. Over and out for another throw-in. Just 10 metres around from the Garuda's goal. They've had a fair bit of play inside their forward 50. Santos tries to get out the back. The Indonesian captain, he's worked very hard. Alberta up. Runs underneath it, doesn't get a touch on it. Picked up and kicked out of the pack, but going back with the fly. Was it 15? It was, and the umpire said it will be. And it'll be Sapatu, who's taken the mark for the Indonesians. Comes in, 35 metres, right boot. Umpire has to push across the face and through for another minor score here this afternoon. 3-9-27. Now Indonesia, 4-2-26. A point the difference, 12 minutes gone in this third quarter.
Ball brought out of defence by Goriswaram. Out towards the wing it goes. It's coming straight back in for Indonesia in the hands of Prasojo. He got a hand pass off to Alberta, who kicks into the pocket. Here's a chance now for Cobelt. Fed the hand pass back, just missed the target. Ran a singer, couldn't gather it. Strong smother by Cobelt on the kick from Elapidia. And it's over for another throw-in over in that change room's pocket. And it's the umpire's rooms there. So ball back into play. A big fist away from Alberta. Went for the air swing. Look out. Here's a problem. Oh! What a goal. Sensational stuff from Indonesia. It was Cobelt. Rico Cobelt. And he has made Sri Lanka pay the ultimate price. I think it was Pasindu Elapidia who just tried to hack it out of mid-air soccer style, completely missed it, and Cobelt was there to make him pay, and that really hurts the Lions.
Well, Rico Cobelt, we've seen him do all sorts of things, but that one, the little dribble, as he jumped in the air, he just dribbled under his legs, Brendan, and got the swing and the bounce going towards the goal.
Very clever stuff.
Very, very clever. Big double fister there from the ruckman to Alberto. Tried to get him there. This time, though, back inside forward 50. They need a quick reply, the Sri Lankans. They do. They get it to the top of the square. Bouncing ball. Running on it to it was Ranawati, who took it through and kicked a goal, was it? It was his second goal of this game. And that is a quick reply by the Lions. They take that goal down to now 4-9-33 Indonesia, 5-2-32. Back to point the difference here in this third quarter.
And we're being told that there is a lot of rain coming over the back of the truck from behind us. So it's certainly going to make it difficult in this last quarter for these two teams.
They won't be used to the rain pelting down, the wind blowing the ball.
A fair bit cooler, I'd imagine, than it is in Sri Lanka and Indonesia as well, as the Garudas try to come out of the centre. Poleaxed is Joshua Franz, and he gets the free kick for the dangerous tackle. Looks like he's about 12 years old. He's actually 18. Kicks to half forward. Stepping through traffic with Santoso onto the left boot. Wobbles a kick inside forward 50. Over the back it goes. Cobelt's a chance again. Can he get another kick away? He had a couple to beat. And Anaruda Fonseca worked him over the line and over for a throw-in.
He's dangerous, Cobelt. When he gets forward, he's quick, agile, and puts plenty of pressure on the defensive players for the Lions each time it goes inside their forward arc.
We've got about 25 minutes for this rain to take off because I don't have a change of clothes and I'm going straight to work from here.
Well, you look like you'll be running in the rain. Ball in dispute, still just outside the arc of 40 for the Indonesians, but the Sri Lankans, the Lions trying to burst through the pack. Umpire said you went too long. Big was Peris, I think, and eventually he said no, it's going to be a free kick and it'll go back to the Indonesians. And that player that's tackled, he's only half the size of him, and again has caused a turnover. Top of the square, ball to go up, plenty of players, umpire calls play on, and the Lions bang it out of their defensive 50.
Camped underneath it, but the slippery ball was too much for Ranasinghe. Turnover time. Prasojo has another shot, but pushes it across the face. And it's through for one behind. That's his first score of the day.
Was he the tackler as well, Prasojo?
He was the one who kicked it in previously, yes.
Yeah, that was a very nice tackle on the big ruckman.
4 goals, 9-10, 4-10, 34 Indonesia. Plays 4-2-26 Sri Lanka. So all these behinds are all adding up. And they just need to make sure that this kick doesn't find Indonesian hands before three-quarter time, Sri Lanka.
They need to clear it a long way, straight down the middle.
Goes
Good
to
thinking.
himself, Anaruda Fonseca. That'll chew up a bit more time and send it right out of the danger zone. And the siren sounds for three-quarter time here at the Western Oval at Royal Park. And it is Indonesia, through sheer weight of scoring shots, that have worked themselves into the upper hand. They kicked 2 goals, 3 for the quarter. And Sri Lanka just that 1 goal. So the 1-point deficit at half time has become an 8-point lead at the at the final change, I should say, for the Garudas. Indonesia 4-10-34, leading Sri Lanka 4 goals 2-26. Rico Cobalt with a couple of goals for the Garudas, and singles to Michael Latu Parissa and Timbul Kuku Santoso. For Sri Lanka, 2 goals to Janahan Kumaralingam and 2 goals also to Damien Ratvata. There is actually 5, I do have the sheet, so you're right. 5 goals to
just a
32.
2-point ball game.
So it is just a 2-point ball game. Shane van der Vert has that other goal. So 4-10-34 Indonesian Garudas, 5-2-32 Sri Lankan Lions at three-quarter time. Brian?
Absolutely interesting game. The Sri Lankans have, as you said, for a side that's only played for 12 months, they are right in this game, up to their necks at the moment. And with a couple of quick kicks and a couple of scores, they'll put the pressure right back on the Garudas in this final quarter. It is 2 points at three-quarter time here on the Western Oval. It's a 5 versus 6.
The 1 quarter remaining in the International Cup 2017 for Indonesia and Sri Lanka. The battle for 5th place in Division 2. Which is, of course, 15th and 16th overall. These two teams certainly developing and heading in the right direction, which is great to see football as it's growing right around the world, Brian.
Especially with Sri Lanka, as you said, Brendan, coming from such a short base 12 months ago and just being introduced to where we see them now. It is very, very interesting.
Indonesia 4-10-34, Sri Lanka 5-2-32, underway with Brian Mansbridge.
Zabua put it back inside forward 50, but it's been cut off there nicely by Fonseca, who went wide, got to the wing, bouncing ball, can't hit a target, picking it up and trying to bang it. There was Franz for Indonesia. He was tackled over the line, and the umpire said, give it to me and I'll ball it in. Still on centre wing, slightly into attack for the Indonesian Garudas.
So taking it clean out of the ruck, uncontested, and just running away was Alberta. Kicks inside the 45. Chance now here for Sri Lanka to clear. That was through Elapidia, or was it Kotagoda? It was.
Yep, Kotagoda.
Who got it into the middle of the ground. That was a good, strong mark taken by Goriswaran. Gave the hand pass off. Ball driven forward for the Lions, but Pasaribu, the coach, is back there behind the ball for Indonesia. And he'll clear for the Garudas. He'll bring it across the half-back line. Just gets it to Prasojo. Turns his man inside out, goes to the centre. Was that a nudge? Umpire said play on. Opportunity now for Payeras. Threw it on the boot. Up towards half forward. How will this one bounce? It heads straight towards the line. Running onto it. And then creating some trouble for himself was Ranasinghe. He just shrugged the tackle with strength eventually. The Indonesian was a little bit too small to hang on, Prasojo. Driven away for the Garudas, back towards halfback. Almost the mark to Putra, not quite. Goes and gets the football again with Zabua. Fed the handball through, now Latu Parissa. He's in trouble. Got it across to Zabua. Kicks into the centre halfback position, and Alberta takes the mark for Indonesia.
They did well, the Indonesians. They've got themselves out of trouble now. Short kick and got it, the Indonesians. The other little... Hayaranto kicks it inside forward 50. Can't get a mark to anybody. Sri Lanka just chipping it around now. Good kick. And spots up the target on half-back. Left foot, down the line. Good work. Got the numbers. And taking a good strong mark there was Garuda, was it?
Goriswaran.
Goriswaran. Takes it inside forward 50. But again, the Indonesians got the numbers. They work it out from full-back. They chip it around. They got a player out here wide. Running on it was Passaggio. Couldn't get it to a target. Now they work it. A little chip. Well, that was a little rugby chip forward. But good work. Couldn't gather it. Worked it hard. Good tap. Good work inside there by Hiyata. Got it inside and coming off now. Take it was Cobalt.
He tried to have a bounce and it took off from him. Now there's some pressure on. Jayasinghe got a hand pass back. Coming out of defence, Sri Lanka drew the man nicely. Handball over the top. They can run and gun. There's a very deliberate little bounce. Made sure it came back, wasn't it? But not such a good kick. And the mark has been taken by Restu Zabua. Went with the centering ball. He might go back to Zabua. He's been pretty good, the little man for Indonesia. Kicks across the half-forward line, looking for Haryanto. He gets avoided by the football and managed to have another chance, which he missed. Tilika Ratna goes by hand. Stepping through traffic there was Elapidia. Now it is Van der Vert. Dexter kicks inside 50. At the back of the pack, here's a chance for Bateju. Great tackle, goal-saving tackle. Almost got rewarded. Umpire said no play on from Anton, but he picks up the football and runs away himself, Anton. Scrubber of a kick in towards the centre of the ground. Gathered by Santoso, just threw it on the boot. Sent it long towards half forward. Chest mark was dropped. Front and centre, Haryanto. Boots into the pocket for Indonesia. Could be a turnover. No, one-on-one contest. Who wants this one the most? Left behind by Chapman. Pressure builds for the Sri Lankan defence, and the umpire will eventually, surely, no, he managed to hold it on for long enough so that it came out. Putra fed it out wide. Alberta kicks towards the full forward. It's thumped away by Cobalt from Ranasinghe, and Indonesia gets a chance to set up.
Well, It just kept going. The umpire let it play on, Brendan, and just gave him that extra little second to get it out. And eventually they did. The Indonesians took it. Franz tried to burst through the pack, but he was held up from the other side. And eventually Alberta punched it towards the goal, but the defence was only going one place, and that was out of bounds. Alberta tries to take it out of the ruck again, but again from the Sri Lankans, they kick it outside, but Santos has taken the mark 35, 40 metres out, goes back. He's turned the back on everyone and says, I'm going to take the responsibility, Brendan, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to kick this goal from 35, 40 out. That's
I'm the captain. It's my job.
He goes back. Very, very deliberate.
3 goals for the tournament before today. He's added 1 in the second quarter.
Looking for his 5th of the tournament then. Comes in. Gets a little staggers. Gets up and under it. Has got the distance, no problem whatsoever. But it's gone through for another minor score. 5-2-32 Sri Lanka. Indonesia 4-11-35. They've really had the majority of the scoring, but haven't been able to put Sri Lanka away as yet, Brendan.
Probably 6 of those misses at least should have been goals. So if Sri Lanka do manage to get them, Indonesia will only have themselves to blame. As the kick-in has been marked by Gyan Kodagoda. Still on the last line of defence. He just bombs it in towards the centre of the ground. Trying to go out of mid-air was Zabua. The skill level's not quite there for that just yet. Hidayah, can he break through? No, he can't. Now Pasaribu at the base of the pack tries to work it through. Strong tackle laid. It's not coming out. He grabbed the ball. And Jayasinghe has to give it back to the umpire for a ball up.
Ball in the centre of the ground. Alberta, neither ruckman got it, but good thumping fist forward from Supato. He got it towards half forward. And running out his captain in Santoso. He tried to get it, but it's turned over. And Sri Lanka bang it back. But it's all Indonesia at the moment. But luck's of fortune. Is it going to go out? Bouncing ball? No. Picked up there nicely by Benanatu and kicked it back towards forward and taken it there by Alberta.
So Yossi Alberta kicks into the man on the mark, creates a turnover. Malaviga, he...
Yep,
well,
free kick.
Yep, he laid the dangerous tackle. Or he received a dangerous tackle.
In the back.
So the free kick goes against Alberta, who arrived on the scene like a raid of knots. He goes short and finds Gariswaran, who wants to play on. Chips inside to half forward, but it was well read by Prasojo, who's played a ripper last quarter so far. And he brings it across to the telecast side. It's in the hands of Franz. Wants to play on, does so to Hidayah. Kicks up towards half forward. Mark was dropped there by Senaratne. Going back after it now, Tilakaratne. Dangerous kick in towards half-back. The numbers with Sri Lanka and Anaruta Fonseca takes the mark. Fed the hand pass back to Kodagoda. He goes out to the wing, over the head of both, and that is a push in the back has been paid. It's a little bit soft, I think.
Yeah, it was a little bit soft, but he came back at Alberta and gave him another shove. I thought the umpire was going to turn it around, but not to be. They play on quickly, though, the Lions. They bang it on the boot and get it to half forward. It's a lot of one-on-ones. Sliding in was Kumaralingam. He couldn't take the mark. Ball still in dispute. Lions have got a few numbers around. Indonesia, though, the Garudas.
Tell you what, he's out the back on his own here now, Kumaralingam.
Kumaralingham's that sort of player. He likes to get forward, runs hard at it. I thought he was going to take that mark. Good tap by the ruckman. Now can they get it inside forward 50? They can't. Coming out, though, the Indonesians bang it back towards their defensive 50. Who can grab hold of it? No one's taken control. Picking it up now was Sapatro. He went towards the line, and eventually I think the umpire's going to play a free kick, and it's going to go to Indonesia. Brendan, what was that for?
For a hold was the decision, and now a 25-metre penalty because quite sillily, if that's a word, it is now.
You've made it up.
Yep, that'll do. Ranasinghe just put the ball on the ground and
tried to run away.
Yep, instead of giving it back to the man with the free kick. Ball towards half forward. He's got some space here, Saputro. Kicks inside 50. Diving effort. No mark taken. Ground level. Cobelt tries to rip it out of the defender's hands. Pasaribu's in there as well for Indonesia. Latu Parissa fed the hand pass out. Trying to break clear was Saputro. Couldn't do so. And another free kick picked out here to Indonesia. You had the glasses on that one?
No, I didn't actually see it. I was looking around and saw Vanderbilt trying to get up off the ground, but then I didn't see what was going on over in the far side. But it is a free kick, and
Yep.
I'll have a nice shot on goal here. And a late goal now.
Mahendra Gilang Saputro. The kick to behind in the third quarter. The 21-year-old from Borneo. Off a couple of steps, pokes up towards the top of the goal square. Big fist from the Sri Lankan defence. Who's front and centre? Zabua. It bounced over his head. Probably happens a bit. Goes again off the ground, Zabua. Towards the line. It trickles over for a boundary throw-in.
Most of the balls that bounce would bounce higher than the little man in Zabua.
Just sticks at it, though. He's a very good little player. Don't get me wrong.
No, exactly.
The three little men have probably been in their best six. Is still a chance. Oh, good tackle. Goal-saving tackle late on Tandalangan. And finally booted out of there, but only as far as Wakyu Hidayah. He can bring it back in for Indonesia.
Hidayah. He's taken some responsibility too, Brendan. He's going to have a set shot. Don't know whether
he
the
won't kick
distance.
it that far.
No, up and under kick, but got it.
Oh, yes, he will.
He will.
My word. I give it away.
Commentator's curse is normally the other way. You say he will kick it, and they don't. You say he won't kick it, and he's banged that through from 45 metres out and giving the Garudas a handy lead going into the last 8 minutes of this or 7 minutes of this quarter. 5:11:41 Indonesia, Sri Lanka 5:2:32, and that's the goal that might have put the nail in the coffin. He did it. He did it quite
easily. Having said that, the pack on the line was drawn forward to the front of the goal square. If they'd stayed back, they certainly would have got it.
Yep, you're spot on.
But it was still a great effort from long range from Hidayah. Umpire puts it up, one down by Malaviga. They need to move now, hard and fast. Sri Lanka off the half-back line. Tunnel ball straight back into the middle of the ground. Grab without the football with Saputro. It came out the back to Santoso. Kicks towards half forward. Well trapped there by Kodagoda. Brought it out towards the wing. Running onto the football for Sri Lanka now. A little right foot kick. Tumbles away towards the wing. Chance now here for Ranasinghe. Got dispossessed. Numbers with Indonesia. Latu Parissa kicks up towards half forward. Here's an opportunity at the back. 2-on-1 contest. Mark unable to be held on by Senaratne. Goes in again. Does Cobelt. Fade it out. This is Senaratne again. Little toe poke through. Kodagoda's under pressure. Being tracked back by Putra. Putra gets to the front spot, but Kodagoda did enough and saw it over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Well, they've been under pressure the last couple of minutes, the Lions. They've had it in their defensive 50, and the Garudas have been putting plenty of pressure on them. Alberto goes up the ruck. Can't get a hand on it. Ball out now and coming towards Vanderbilt. He picks it up, gets it on that left boot, bangs it back to half forward, but it's all Indonesia. 4 against 1. They swing it around with a couple of quick handballs. Good work. Now to La Paressa. He bangs it towards the top of the square. Who can take the mark? The Lions have got some numbers. Alberto, though, on the end of it as it came out from the bottom of the pack. Couldn't pick it up. Now the Lions, they bang it off a little bit outside. Picked up by Santos. He banged it on the boot. Left boot. Did he get it to the line? Couldn't quite. Picked up and run through on the last line. It was touched and through for another minor score. And I thought he'd got enough on it there, Santos, and just fell short. But then really good roving.
Pasaribu, almost got it through for another go.
Couldn't quite get it through. But back to a 10-point lead now to the Indonesian Garudas.
3 minutes and 45. It's a tall order now for Sri Lanka to find the 2 goals they need. The barrel goes straight up the middle. That's exactly what they need, Sri Lanka. Well, You can see there's a few soccer players out there, can't you?
Yep.
That was Hidea who put it back around the corner. This is Hurlumbang. Can he break clear? He did. Towards the pocket it goes. Harrianto. Stodges weave, swings around, has a flying shot and misses to the near side. So they're still alive, Sri Lanka.
Only by the skin of their teeth at the moment. As again, the big barrel and Vanderbilt stands underneath it, turns and goes quickly. He needs someone to run onto it, though. The Lions got the numbers. He has run away from it. Oh, he just good. Ranawati just needed to get it back to a teammate. Now, Zabua.
It's a bit low.
Yeah,
I pinged him.
I pinged him for holding.
I thought
he
that was
played on
legs.
quickly. They need to get a goal. Banged it to the top of the square. Who can run onto it? No one. Indonesia got the numbers back there, but eventually it's gone over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in. 2.5 minutes left. They need to kick 2 goals.
I would have thought Ratwada was would have been unlucky to concede the free kick, but he was lucky to get one.
Yes,
but it was
very
definitely
low.
a trip in my eyes.
Yep. Should have got the handball over the top before that.
He just missed the target, didn't he, with that handball? Quick kick out of the pack, up towards the top of the square. Ratwada, he drops the chest mark. Has to go again. That's a crucial miss. He would have certainly kicked the goal. Play on was the call. Flicked out the back. Still a chance here for the Lions. Can they get a kick away? No. We'll have another ball up. And the thing is, if they do manage to kick a goal, they've got to get it back to the centre at a rate of knots.
They only want to tap it through the line.
Quick kick out of the pack. It's there.
No!
It's a goal.
Get it quickly and get it back.
The man with all the hairs kicked the goal.
He has.
Fantastic work, and they're still alive now. Who's chasing the footy to bring it back? That's the most important thing.
Cameron has got back over there and said, quick, get it back into the centre of the ground. Still 1:30 to go.
The goal is Dexter Vanderbilt, who conceded that one, remember, by the consecutive 25s in the first quarter. They've managed to get the ball back to the centre, and from the ball up, they're going to have about 70 seconds.
They need to get a quick one out of there. What can the Garudas do? They need to defend with their life. It is all on the line. Ball in the air. Alberta tries to get it. Quick kick, smothered though. The Sri Lankan Lions bang it smack inside. Well done. Oh, Cameron Lingham went to ground though. Coming out, knocking it, picking it up.
Done it.
He has.
Oh, it's a miracle. It is a miracle.
Kicked the goal.
Oh, they come from everywhere.
The Sri Lankans hit the front.
Now Indonesia has to get it back.
44 seconds to go, and the ball has just come back in. This is unbelievable. 5 versus 6, and the Sri Lankans take the lead. 44 plays 43. Brendan, where have they come from?
Oh, unbelievable stuff. 2 goals in the last 90 seconds. And now it's over to you, Garudas. You will have 20 seconds to try and find a goal out of nowhere, just like Ratwada just did.
Defense.
16 to go. They should be all back. They are all back. Quick kick from Dexter Vanderbilt. He shapes as the hero now. Taken by Franz. Kicks it forward for Indonesia.
Oh,
Saving mark will be enough. Saving mark will be enough, and they're just getting to him saying, hang on to it. He's been called to play on with a signal. Siren's gone. Oh, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka have pulled a miracle on the Western Oval. Unbelievable stuff. Oh, you wouldn't read about that. Playing their first tournament just 15 months into their football history. They've kicked 2 goals in the last 90 seconds and stolen 5th spot in this tournament from the gutted Indonesian Garudas. Unbelievable stuff. A 1-point win for Sri Lanka. 7 goals to 44 over the wasteful Garudas. 5-13-43. They're heartbroken Indonesia. They're jubilant Sri Lanka. But I tell you what, well, the Garuda's wastefulness in front of goal just gave us the chance to see a Sri Lankan miracle.
Well, we spoke about it. The only thing that was going to hold them back was not kicking the goals, and they had opportunity after opportunity. The Garudas just couldn't put the score on the board. Should have blown them out of the water straight early in the first quarter, or in that second quarter at least, but unable to do it. And then we see Sri Lanka with 90 seconds to go, 11 points down, and bang bang in less than 90 seconds, in about 70 seconds, they kicked 2 goals and put themselves in front. Now they go out. They are number 5 out of this
What a
tournament.
performance.
And 15 months into their history of AFL footy, they are now just beating the Garudas here. That is unbelievable, Brendan. Absolute pleasure to call with you.
Oh, it was sensational. The goal should run through the goal scorers.
Yeah, go through them.
For Sri Lanka, Damien Rapwada kicked 3, including the match winner. 12 in 3 games he ended up with. So he's certainly a find for them. 2 to Janahan Kumaralingam. And how important was his brains to get back there over the fence and get the footy back after the first goal, which was kicked by Dexter Vandervert. And Shane Vandervert back in the first quarter kicked one as well. But Dexter Vandervert, it looked like he was going to be the villain. Remember, we brought that up.
The 250s,
the two 25-metre penalties that conceded a goal in the first quarter. And at 11 points down with a minute and a half to go, who was it that took it upon himself? Vandervert kicked the goal out of the pack, then won the clearance out of the middle that got to Ratwada for the winning goal. So that is just the story of football. And, well, what's it called? It's called boiled lollies to chocolates, isn't it? That's for sure for Dexter Vandervert.
Sure, exactly. Was the villain to the hero in less than 2 quarters of footy, and absolutely sensational to watch. And the Sri Lankans, from where they came, they really were under pressure in that quarter, deep in their defence, but were able to just hold off. They pushed them all behind the pack when they got in front, and I thought that was magnificent. And they are very, very lucky to be where they are, but they've done a sensational job.
And I tell you what, I reckon the proudest man at the International Cup right now is Prabhat Fonseca, the manager who has had to come in and play 2 games himself to help the Sri Lankans through. And those 2 games have resulted in 2 wins.
Unbelievable.
They didn't win a game in the group stages, Sri Lanka, and in fact,
their 2 finals.
They win their 2 finals, and they come out in 5th spot overall, which is sensational
5th out of,
stuff.
10?
5th out of 8.
8 in this
so 15th overall out of 18.
Exactly, and that's magnificent, really.
It is terrific stuff. The goal scorers for Indonesia, 2 to Rico Cobalt, and singles to Michael Latu Parissa, Timbul Kuku Santoso, and Wayu Hidayah. But it's all the ones in the right-hand column there in front of you there.
Too many.
13 behinds, and only one of them were rushed. So they certainly had their chances, Indonesia. But what a way to finish I suppose, the Royal Park section of the International Cup.
You've got a big day tomorrow, though.
Oh, a massive one tomorrow. I can't wait for that. 11 o'clock, or just after 11 o'clock from the MCG for the Division 1 Grand Final between New Zealand and Papua New Guinea. I'll be there, and so will your colleague, Shane Fleming.
Yep, and yourself, Brendan. Congratulations on getting that call, and good luck tomorrow with the Division 1 Grand Final at the MCG. An absolute pleasure to call this game, 5 versus 6 here this afternoon, and what a game of footy it ended up being, and what really well done to all the organisers of the International Cup. I think they've done a sensational job, and I look forward to 3 years' time, maybe seeing Sri Lanka run around, and maybe by that time they might be winning Division 2.
Yeah, and hopefully with it all going well, we might not have